All right, we should be live. Hello and welcome everyone to another edition of Market Trading. I am your host, Tone Vays. The markets have just opened and we're going to go to the charts and take a look. There wasn't a video yesterday, got a little bit busy. Straight to the charts and then talk some other stuff. Let's go. I'm almost done with the Tequila spreadsheet. That's one of the things I took like 4 hours yesterday. I want to get this out. I want to probably the next time I do a stream, I have one more tab to finish. One more tab, the Blanco tab, which is actually the biggest tab. That's the biggest pain in the ass. And after that, this would be, I guess, worthy of potential sharing with people. Wish there was an easy way to like have smaller, instead of like private key like things up there. But I will be sharing the spreadsheet very, very soon. Now it's looking respectable. And happy to discuss it, by the way. Happy to talk tequila all day. Though I do need to stop drinking. Let's look at the long-term view. I really like the oscillators here. The oscillators on a monthly chart are starting to get very, very bullish. Look at the CMF. The CMF on a monthly scale, it doesn't flip-flop. I mean, once the CMF establishes itself in the green zone, it stays there for a while. It reaches a bull market. Now we can see that it snuck in there a little bit, but it didn't really stay there. And also when it snuck in there, it was like right there at the lows. So it wouldn't have amounted to much. It's interesting that the bull market started, as the CMF was at its deepest red. Same thing here. The bull market started as the CMF was in deep red. And here as well, the bull market started when CMF was in deep red. So the CMF is telling us that there's a lot of buyers stepping up. Now, what about the MACD? We can also look at the MACD. Unfortunately, you do have to zoom in quite a bit. These are the halvings. And the MACD has crossed over. We've never had a monthly MACD in negative territory. We finally do. And when the MACD breaks over into the bullish territory, that's going to be very, very bullish for Bitcoin. And the monthly RSI really needs some adjusting. It never even came close to oversold territory because Bitcoin has this ridiculous upwards bias. We are now 1 week through August, and it's looking very, very good on our monthly scale. I don't like that arrow right there. That is a warning arrow on the MRI. So that means that next month suddenly becomes an MRI top. But this MRI top is going to happen in consolidation. And therefore, I will not take it very, very seriously as a long-term monthly scale Bitcoin top. Let's go to the weekly chart. Weekly chart is rebounding nicely. Today is only Wednesday. So we are going to need some, continuation here. This is not enough for me to start screaming that Bitcoin is back to a bull trend. This has been a very nasty consolidation after a nice rally. I think this will lead to more upside. My downside was very, very limited. My downside was to only about 28,000, maybe a smidge lower. If we don't make it to that, what does that mean? Well, if we don't make it down to 28,000 on this pullback, that means that I did not get a chance to buy the perfect dip. That is okay. I am more than happy to buy the breakout. I always prefer to buy the breakout. Buying the breakout is a much safer trading strategy than trying to catch the dip. And I'm perfectly okay with that. So on a weekly scale, what we need is a sustained close on weekly basis above the swing highs. And once we can establish that, then there should be a clean path up to the next area of resistance of 34,000. However, if we take our sweet ass time breaking this purple line, we can break it tomorrow. We can break it on current candle, but we could also break it sometime in November. Like, we just don't know. So if we take our sweet ass time breaking this purple line, which currently stands at 30,500, the longer it takes to break that line, the less I guess, impactful the 34,000 resistance is going to be. So breaking this line in November or December is likely to set us all the way into the $40,000 range before additional pullbacks. Now, what about our allocation? Now, Tone, you are only 50% bullish in the market. Well, correct, because I did not like this situation. And if Bitcoin was to go any further, if Bitcoin was to establish itself below the long-term moving average, I would have dropped this all the way to a 0% allocation. It would have been a fully cash position. The reason it would have been a cash position is because, as you can see, the long-term moving average is actually declining on current candle. The only thing that is preventing me from lowering the position further, not raising the position, lowering the position further, is because we are currently sitting above all other moving averages. Next candle is going to have a crossover of the short-term moving average over the intermediate-term moving average. And the week after that, the long-term moving average will start to rise. This is the only reason why I am keeping the 50% bullish position and not lowering it. See, this is the difference, right? A lot of people are like, oh, Tone is about to raise his 50% bullish position back into like 100% long. And the answer is no, I'm not doing that. I am going to wait at least one more candle, possibly two more candles, unless the price starts moving all the way above 30,500. 30,500 is my absolute most important line right now. I'm not going to draw it on a 4-day chart because this chart only uses Consensio. And I'm trying not to have any bias on anything else. And based on Consensio, I am nowhere close to putting in going from 50% to 100%. But if we are breaking 30,500 on the back end of not next candle, but the candle after that, the candle that will start August 17th. So the current candle still has 3 days to go. This candle has just started. Now, once again, unless we are swinging all the way to 31K, it is very unlikely. Because if we are swinging to 31K, it's possible that the long-term moving average will start rising next candle, and the crossover will be very, very clean next candle, in which case I will go 100% long next candle. But most likely, that is not going to happen. Let me show you the daily chart. The daily chart is really, really critical here. I really like the CMF. I like the MACD, but I wanted to cross over the zero line. I'm a big fan. Like the MACD crossover is only half the story. The other half the story is your MACD above the zero line or not? And many traders don't even know that crossing the zero line on a MACD is important. I do, because right here, the MACD crossed and it led to absolutely nothing as it never crossed the zero line. Crossing the zero line is key. Once again, right here, we crossed the zero. The MACD crossed a couple of times, but it wasn't until it crossed the zero line did the MACD really take over. So to me, the MACD cross is only half the story. The other half the story is crossing the zero bound on the MACD indicator. The RSI has plenty of room to the upside. I really like the CMF. And oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. I have not looked at the BitMax funding rate in a long time. And you can see that the BitMax funding rate has given us multiple days. It doesn't have those yellow bars at the bottom. That is very, very important. We can see the last time that happened was in early February of 2023. And let's see what that led to. So early February of, wait. Let me get the exact dates here. Not early February. February 16 to February 21. Right here. So it was breaking to new swing highs. And then it had a bit of an issue. But then soon after that, it went back up. So let's review that again. So here we go. Bitcoin is rising. the bars, this could repeat. And this is the big crash down to 20K where created a perfect buy in opportunities. So I am not on the bull train yet. I am not on the bull train yet for several reasons. I adjusted this horizontal range a little bit. It used to be a little bit lower. I raised it to the bottoms of these candles. The bottoms of these candles right there. And we are slightly back in the range. And yes, we have broken the prior swing high. But in order to break the prior swing high, we established a new low. And we are still below the 50-period moving average. In order to officially break the 50-period moving average, we need an entire candle, wicks and all. So the highest price of a candle and the lowest price of a candle above the moving average. The one thing I really like about this chart is that there is a large separation between the 50-period moving average and the 128-day moving average. But you can now see the 50-period moving average has started to decline. Now, this is why I really like my moving average indicator, because it shows you the next 3 dots. People might have thought, hey, this thing is going to skyrocket to the upside, but it's not. It's turning the corner. So tomorrow, what you're going to see is a lower 50-period moving average, even if the price of the candle remains exactly, even when the price remains exactly the same. So this is why we have a bit of a critical situation right now, where I'm not sold on this rally yet. I'm not. We rallied to 30,000. We screwed the shorts, but I need more. What I need is I need a sustained close above 30,500. Until we get above 30,500, this to me doesn't mean much. We need to be above 30,500. We need to get back over the highs of April. I mean, guys, we are in the middle of August, and we are still sitting lower than we sat in April, and it's a bull market. This is not impressive. It's not impressive at all. We are in a nice green wave based on alpha numerics. I was chatting with Matt and another friend of mine, Mark Wood. You might have seen him on his channel once or twice. They are great analysts. They both went leverage long yesterday morning based on 4-hour scales. I'm going to open the 4-hour scale. I don't have alpha numerics on a 4-hour scale. I should add it, I guess. I mean, that's what Matt did. I can read you his message from yesterday morning. They went leverage long. They got cojones. They believed in this rally off the 4 hours. I did not. I'm still skeptical. If I was in a trading contest, I might have. We can take a look and we can see, though I would have gotten my short trade annihilated. If I was in a trading contest, I would have been short right here at the lows. Planet Musk, thank you for your super chat, buddy. I know who you are. Hope you come back to another financial summit. You were there down in Dominican Republic. It's great meeting you. Okay, so I would have been short right here, and I would have had my stop hit. Now, let's go to the 4-hour chart. Let's add alpha numerics. There you are. And looks like right here. Looks like on these bullish moving average crossovers. He also had my green star candle to work with. I know Matt uses the MRI. And right here was probably where he's in Australia. So I'm like, 4 a.m. Why was he up at 4 a.m.? But it wasn't 4 a.m. for him. For him, it was middle of the day. He's in Australia. So it was like 6 p.m. It was evening time. So he took the trade. Mark Wood took the trade as well. Good job, guys. I know you're watching. I gotta find that. They both took the trade. Mark already took 2 profits, but he still has partially long. And MRI top on a 4-hour. And this candle would have been looking good, but not anymore. Let's go over to the 1-hour chart. Yeah, I'm gonna drop off the new metrics here. So what would Tone have been doing right here? Well, I would have been obviously short, right? So too many lines. Let me get rid of this. So how would I have traded the MRI? Let's talk about the MRI. Let's say I'm in a trading contest that lasts 2 days, right? And I have an MRI situation, and I'm trying to trade with the MRI. So what I would do is I can drop the moving averages as well, just in the way. Okay. So I'm going to use red lines. I'm going to use green lines. I have a red star candle breaking critical support. This is where I go short. Oh, I need lines. Damn it. This is where I go short. Probably on this candle right here, I would be entering a short trade right there. Now, we're not going to talk about stop losses here in this case because it'll take too long. Now, I'm curious how far we fell off my entry. Off the entry, we fell all the way for 1%. That's significant for Bitcoin in such a short amount of time. However, there was no reason for me to sell at the low. There was also no reason for me to sell on the rebound. There's actually no indication for me to sell unless I use my rule number 2, don't let profitable trades become losing trades. If I'm only using the MRI, I'm not even getting out of this thing until the green star candle shows up, which is happening all the way here for a losing trade. So there's 2 possibilities here. One, I get out of this trade with a cup of coffee in my pocket just before it goes into a loser, or I reluctantly take off the stop loss, which is don't break rule number 2. But if you break rule number 2, then over here, I would have taken the break-even stop. This would have been my break-even trade. So this trade would have been very frustrating. It would not have lost me any money, but it would not have made me any money either. So that's my stop loss. At this point, I am going long on the green star candle. Anywhere in this candle, okay, I'm going long. I'm not going to say I'd go long at the top of the candle. So let's pick the middle of the candle. Middle of the candle goes into a long trade. If I was forced to trade during the last 24 hours, 48 hours, let's say, I'm going to make this green. Okay. And then I'm going to delete all these. That's my long trade. Now, where does my long trade get out? Well, this is an interesting situation because we did get a red star candle right here. And now, just because it's a red star candle doesn't mean you have to enter the short trade. This red star candle is not giving me any significant lower swing low. In fact, it is higher than the prior swing low. And my stop loss would have been at the prior swing low. And this would have been my new stop loss. So actually, I'm going to move the blue line. This would have become my new stop loss. And we didn't hit that stop loss. So there's no reason for me to panic and exit over here in the red star unless it's also breaking my stop loss. If I'm still in a bullish trade, I'm going to let the bullish trade run. Now, had I not done that, I would have been re-entering on a green star candle, and this would have been another, well, this would have been a profitable trade, right? If I get in on a green line, and then I go short or I exit on a red star, that's a profitable trade. Not very profitable, and your commissions might wipe out any profit, but on paper, it is a profitable trade. And I'm likely staying with the bullish conviction because I'm not hitting my stop loss. And we are going up. Now, this red star candle doesn't scare me. It doesn't scare me because, look, the MRI continues to be bullish. We didn't have a red star candle, and we're coming off a green star candle. And it's possible that I raise my stop loss to the very bottom of the last candle, in which case my stop loss is getting hit. But if I'm being a little bit relaxed with my stop losses, knowing that the prior swing highs are real support, then I'm staying with the bullish trade. And now I am taking profit right here on an MRI top. And this is where this is going to be purple. Purple is my profit take. Now, where do I take my profit on that candle? Well, it's up to you. Pretty much anywhere. Anywhere on this green candle, I'm taking some profit, not all my profit, but some profit. And on this green star candle, I am probably going back into the market, back into the long trade that pretty much gets wiped out right here. And there's no red star because it didn't materialize early on, but my stop loss would have been hit. And then the next time there's a bullish trade is off the MRI top, sorry, off the MRI buy. And now there's a sell situation off the MRI sell. So right now, I would be probably short in this market on a 1 hour time frame and not long. I'm not trusting this rally. I don't know why I got on this tangent of how would I trade this on a 1 hour scale using the MRI, but I did. So speaking of MRI, if you're interested in the MRI, go to tonevays.com, products and services, MRI indicator. For those that are picking it up, it is currently $400 for a lifetime access. Don't forget the Financial Summit is our event for traders. That's where I met Matt from Alpha Numerics. Still a small chance he'll be over in Dubai. A little bit of a longer trip for him out of Australia than Bali was. But there's a chance he'll make it back because I know he loves the event. Same thing on Mark Wood. He hasn't been to one yet. He's been wanting to go. These are great traders, guys, and hope you get to meet them at the Financial Summit. Moritz is coming back. That's our fitness and training guru. Yeah, these are gonna be the I love that castle. That was amazing. Bali Resort's great too. Anyway, that Financial Summit. These are the rooms. These are the rooms people are gonna stay in. This is the basic room. This is the room that comes with your $9,000 entry. You get 5 nights in this room. That's not a photoshopped animal. That's a real animal. We are in the middle of a nature preserve. There they are. They come up. They drink from your pool. Don't pet the wildlife. And you can watch Joey B streams to find out what happens when you pet the wildlife, especially with giant horns. But they're super cool. So these are the rooms. That's your basic room, and this is your upgraded room if you feel like spending the money. Yep, that is your personal pool in your private room if you feel like spending the money. Extra money. Okay. Oh, we're posting. Let me go to the Financial Summit YouTube channel. Guys, our spaces have been really, really good to cross YouTube. Please check them out. You can watch them at 2x speed. They run about 2 hours. Chart Vampire came on, did a great job talking about macro. He's very knowledgeable on macroeconomics. It's great. We got a space coming up today. We got a guest for you today as well. Because we got some macroeconomic news coming in. The CPI is coming. Am I still online? Or did I get disconnected? Still online. Okay. Thank you, Mel. Unconfiscatable. People are signing up for that poker tournament, guys. Poker is definitely going to sell out. The carnivory dinner is going to sell out. We're getting close over here. 3 more tickets. 3 more tickets. The carnivory dinner might actually be more expensive than the conference. It's a private dinner with the speakers. We have about 25 speakers, and we're gonna sell maybe 75 tickets to this, 100 if you're lucky. So we're already halfway. We're already halfway sold. Early ticket prices were 250, 300. We might go straight to 400 here. You got 3 more tickets left in a carnivory dinner. Yeah, so Financial Summit is going to be great. Sorry, Unconfiscatable is going to be great. They're both going to be great. All right, daily chart we talked about, short-term chart we talked about. What's next? GBTC. Let's look at that discount. Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that a new high? Are we approaching a new high in GBTC discount? I believe we are. We are rallying on GBTC discount. I believe GBTC discount is going into positive territory, whether David Bailey takes over or not. By the way, pledge your shares to eliminate Barry Silbert from being the custodian of GBTC. All right. Oh, I think I have a call coming up. Hold on a second here. Oh, I got a call at 11. I got a call at 11 Eastern, so I have a little bit of time. So here, redeemgbtc.com. And it's possible to remove Barry Silbert as being the custodian and stop and make this thing charge you 0.5% instead of 2% annual fee. That's good news. My next line in the sand is 20%. 20% discount. I think we're going to cross it. By the time we get to 34, 35,000, the price of Bitcoin, the discount should be wiped out past 20% line. So you're earning extra profit right now by holding GBTC versus Bitcoin. Oil. Oh, here we go. Oil is at a new annual high. It's not a yearly high. It's not a 12-month high, but oil is sitting at where the highest we've been since November. This is a huge problem for the for the Biden administration, and they have a huge problem here. Did the CPI numbers come out? Oh crap! CPI numbers come out Thursday. Shit. Why did I think CPI was going to be out on Wednesday? Crap. We have spaces today, not to. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Today, is today Tuesday or Wednesday? Today's Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday. Shit. CPI numbers come out tomorrow. Damn it. We set spaces for today, not tomorrow. Ah, that's my bad. I really thought CPI was today. Ah, sure, the space on Thursday. Crap. Anyway, we got spaces today. We're gonna talk about the upcoming CPI. Maybe we'll do spaces back to back. Maybe we'll do spaces on Thursday as well. Spaces are doing well. BlackRock to purchase Grayscale. No, BlackRock's not going to purchase Grayscale. Wow, I really thought CPI was today. Shit. Oh well. Well, oil numbers are going to come out today. They never update this page in time. Let me see. Our last data is 728, and I don't believe they sold much. If the U.S. government sold more than 500,000 barrels last week, and the price of oil still went up last week as much as it did, the U.S. government has a big problem. They have a big problem on their hands. They're trying not to sell the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to China, of course, and if they start selling it, then they're not going to have enough oil left to sell and drop the gas prices during an election year. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. They really want to deplete that thing to zero and leave the next administration with nothing. To me, this is a very interesting situation. I can't. This is an annual high. It's the highest price we've seen this year. Price of gas should start skyrocketing to the upside. Oil has gone up since June. Since the start of the summer, price of oil is up 25%. Who wants to pay an extra 25% at the pump for their gas? Moody's downgrades several small banks, and big banks are on the watch list. Yeah, that's interesting. I want to see what the S&P 500 is doing. Let's see what the S&P 500 is doing. Oh, look at natural gas. Look at natural gas. Let's go to the daily chart. I told you guys I didn't even realize that the daily chart had an MRI buy. Had I known that, I would have put in this bullish indication earlier off the MRI buy, but this is where I put it in the other day. The stop loss is the swing low. I said that natural gas should be the safest trade coming up on the books. It's not easy to trade natural gas. You either got to trade leverage futures or some shitty ETFs. The RSI is breaking to new highs. The MACD is about to break the zero line. This is beautiful. This is going to screw Europe so much. And you guys know I'm not a fan of Europe. And Europe is eating itself. Europe is like destroying itself. Europe is what the USSR was in like 1917. That's what Europe is right now. There is a Marxist communist revolution happening in Europe. And if they don't kick out Macron out of their own country, like they did like they kicked him out of Africa, and I'm not picking on Macron. They're all equally as bad. In fact, most of them are worse. Macron is not even the worst of the bunch. The unelected ones are significantly worse. Your van der Leyen's and your Christine Lagarde's, like they're worse than any individual president. And then you have, or prime minister, and then you have, Olaf Scholz and Macron and Meloni in there from Italy. They're all equally terrible. What a disaster she has been. This is why you don't trust any politician. Meloni is showing me why I should never trust even someone like RFK, because they're politicians. And they will say one thing, and then they get into office, and then they will do completely the other thing. This is why I'm losing all trust in what's her name? Who's the one that's challenging Macron? Oh man, I can't believe I forgot her name. The candidate on the right in France, Marie Le Pen. I can't trust Le Pen because what's her name in Italy was supposed to be like a Le Pen, and then she gets in there and she's like, nope, I'm gonna be like Olaf Scholz. I'm gonna be like the rest of them. I'm gonna be like Richard Sunak, who's a disaster. Europe is Europe is one protest away from a complete Lenin Stalinist takeover of the entire region. That's where Europe is right now. It's a complete and utter disaster. And this oil price, this gas price, is going to completely crush them. Your only chance is Marie Le Pen. She's your only chance. And there's still a 50% shot that when she gets in there, she's going to be no different than Macron. Still a 50% chance she's going to get in there, and then she's going to forget about everything she's ever said in her life, and she's just going to do what Klaus Schwab tells her. That is very, very possible. Very possible. Gold. I'm still bullish on gold until it shows me otherwise. I like the samurai top. It is possible this was a 1 to 4 candle correction to the upside. And now we're going to go lower. I need to adjust this blue line. This blue line is now at the bottom of the candles. As long as gold is staying above, what's that line? 1,925. I will remain bullish on gold. No politician is ever going to save anyone. Unfortunately, that's not true. A politician, well, I hope it's not a politician, but it's someone that takes over a political position, right? So a politician is not really going to save anyone, but a capitalist that becomes a politician could. Like, this is why I'm a fan of Trump. Vivek is not bad. Ramaswamy, I'm finally getting his name right. So a politician a business owner becoming a politician has the ability to actually save the country. And then you also have, prominent families that really, really care about their people, like a Bukele. You do have Viktor Orban. So there are some politicians. You had, and I use the past tense here. You had what's the guy in Tanzania that um, mysteriously had a heart attack? The really anti-COVID guy, the chemistry PhD out of Tanzania. He was a great politician. So there are good politicians. That's your only chance. And let's see what Marie Le Pen can do. She's like the only one. She's the only one in the European Union that might do something good for the people of said country. There's nobody else. It's just Orban and her. Serbia is not part of the European Union, so they don't really count. So in the European Union, they're stuck. They're surrounded by communism, except Hungary. But yeah, the Eastern Bloc countries have a chance. Like Romania, Bulgaria, they have a chance. They've seen this before, but they've already been brainwashed back into communism mostly. There's a chance, though. There's a chance. Like Czech Republic should know better, but they don't. Poland should know better, but they definitely don't. They sent Victoria Nuland to Niger. This was hilarious. I was actually laughing. I was actually laughing. I would love to talk about this. Victoria Nuland was sent to Nigeria. Like, why the hell is she being sent to Nigeria? Is she planning to like divert like the Ukrainian NATO army into Niger into not Nigeria, sorry, Niger? Uh, is she planning to send them? I mean, the Ukrainians is like the only NATO army that actually knows how to fight because they now have experience. So is she gonna send them? And also, like they don't care if they die. Clearly, that's been the plan for 2 years now. Well, we don't care how many Ukrainians die, and they're the best fighting force we have. Look how they're holding off Russia. Maybe she plans to send the maybe she plans to send the Ukrainian army over to Niger and let the rest of them die over there. So I can't believe that. Like, can you? If you guys don't know who Victoria Nuland is, she's probably the most dangerous, worst person in the United States politics. She's right up there with Biden. I think she's worse than her boss Anthony Blinken. I think her boss is Blinken. She's the deputy. Someone correct me on that. Blinken's her boss, right? I don't want to Google him right now. So, man, um, if you really want to know Victoria Nuland, I'm trying to think who did a good episode on Victoria Nuland. I think Gonzalo Lira did. This is why he's on her shit list personally. Um, Home, talk about the milk sad key derivation vulnerability. 30 BTC have been stolen, exploiting this in the wild. I actually don't know what this is. Mm, what? Um, can a moderator post a link in the chat so I can click on it? I don't know what milk sad key derivation vulnerability is. Why didn't Klitschko didn't make it to be president? How about he didn't know how to speak Ukrainian? Let's start there. Not that Zelensky knew how to speak Ukrainian. He's been learning. He's getting better at it. I don't think people realize that 10 years ago, like 30 to 40% of Ukrainians had no idea how to speak Ukrainian. Like, I don't think people know that. Everyone there speaks Russian. Not anymore. Now they all speak Ukrainian. Well, also all of the people that didn't speak Ukrainian, they became Russia, the 4 regions of Ukraine. Well, like those people don't know how to speak Ukrainian, barely. Yeah, Gonzalo had. Okay, speaking of video, so yesterday morning I get an email from YouTube on High Tone Vays. We wanted to let you know our team reviewed your content, and we think it violates our spam, deceptive practices, and scam policies. Me, I am the one that's getting a video banned for scamming people. Okay, me of all the crypto YouTubers, I'm the one once again that's getting an email about scamming people on YouTube. Okay, this is the irony of the situation. All right, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So remember in my last video, where I kind of went a little crazy on YouTube's censorship. Ironically, the following morning, I get a warning from YouTube. But, and I'm like, holy shit, I thought it was about yesterday's video, but it's not about yesterday's video. It's about a video titled Bitcoin Brief with Jimmy Song. And we talk about a bunch of stuff on the news. Here is that video. This video was published on what day? This video was published on December 8th of 2017. So this video was published 5.5 years ago. This video was not even visible because I had set it to unlisted. I set a bunch of old videos to unlisted because I didn't want them to get strikes when YouTube was doing a bunch of strikes. So literally YouTube went and reviewed a video from 5.5 years ago and sent me an email yesterday morning telling me that I'm violating their scam policies. I have literally done 1,000 videos since this video. Okay, good job, YouTube. They're specifically talking about a URL called NiceHash. And we talked about NiceHash in this video, and there is a link to NiceHash somewhere in this video. There has to be right there, right? And when you click on this link, I'm like, well, okay, let me click on this link. Oh, it works now. It wasn't working yesterday. Okay, so NiceHash is still there. So YouTube sees NiceHash as a scam. Now, we're probably talked critically about NiceHash, and something must have happened to them because this was a news brief. And like, how insane is this? YouTube is like sending me warnings. Like, YouTube can ban you, not for the video you just did, but for a video you did a decade ago, right? So if you did something a decade ago that was perfectly like normal and accepted, and all of a sudden, or if someone buys some website from a decade ago and turns that website into a scam, then after, like, I don't know much about NiceHash. This was like 6 years ago, for God's sakes. YouTube can then ban your channel for something that is like written in your like description section from like a decade ago. Okay. So yeah, so if you go to one of Gonzalo Lira's channels, he had a really good video about Victoria Nuland. Yeah, I think he's back in prison. No, this is his newest channel. He had older channels. Hold on, I'm subscribed to too many people. I gotta start unsubscribing here. He had other channels. Hold on. That's his latest channel. It's one of these. Not the Roundtable channel. I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the channel. So on this channel, can't believe it hasn't been banned yet. He has a video about Victoria Nuland, and it's very good. He just went into her whole family history and like her entire life. Has it been removed? It must have been removed. It must have been removed. Maybe it's in the live section. Here it is, Victoria Nuland. Okay, it's in the live section. I hate this, by the way. They have like 3 different sections. Right here, this episode. This does a deep dive into who Victoria Nuland is, and he did a very, very good job. So Victoria Nuland's existence for living is to destroy Russia. That's her existence for living. And she sits in her office, does everything she can to destroy Russia. She doesn't care how many Ukrainians die, as long as Victoria Nuland destroys Russia. And Victoria Nuland had to go and travel to Niger because of the situation there. Okay, like I can only imagine her sitting there in her office, and her boss calls her and says, "Hey, Victoria. Hey, Vicky. Yeah, I know you don't sleep at night, and you're just sitting in your office on calls every day with the Ukrainian generals, and I know you've dedicated your entire life's existence to destroying Russia, and somehow with your vast military experience, you are orchestrating. I mean, she was responsible for the Maidan coup in 2014. I know your entire life's existence is about destroying Russia, but I need you to get off the computer right now. Don't type that email about how to send the next drone into Moscow. And I need you to get on a plane, and I need you to fly to Niger. You might want to Google where that is. It is in Africa. I don't think Victoria Nuland knows where any country in the world is other than Russia. Russia is easy to find on a map. It does have the biggest landmass. And I don't think she knows anything other than Russia and Ukraine. That's her entire life's existence. That's all she's ever done, is destroy Russia through Ukraine. And again, her entire career, her entire life's work. And she's from Ukraine, by the way, or like, well, former Soviet Union. Well, her grandfather is anyway. And she had to get on a plane and fly over here to Niger. Now, she knows nothing about Africa. The only thing she knows is Russia. Like she's the second person in like the State Department. This is her entire reason for existing. And now she has to figure out what to do about Niger. So I can't think of a more pissed off person that had to be on an airplane flying over the Atlantic to an African country where, again, her entire reason for life is the destroying Russia. She's Polish. No, she's not Polish. No, Victoria. No, she's a Ukrainian Jew. She hides it well. She might pretend that she's not. Anyway, we can get back to the price of stuff. I got about 5 minutes. S&P. Is the S&P rallying a bit? It's really not. So again, I'm not buying this Bitcoin rally. Not buying the Bitcoin rally. Not buying it yet. It needs to be stronger. The S&P is not rallying. I think the S&P is going to pull back some more. But she's not really Ukrainian. She's more Russian than she is Ukrainian. Guys, it's really hard to talk about who is and who isn't Ukrainian. If you were born here, are you Ukrainian or are you Russian? If you were born here, are you Ukrainian or are you Russian? Right here. Right? At any time in your life, if you were born right here in this red area, this is Donetsk and Luhansk. If you were born right in here at any point in the last 100 years, are you Ukrainian or are you Russian? It's a question that nobody can answer. It's a trick question. It is an unanswerable question. If you were born here, if you were born over here, if you were born in West Ukraine, it's an easy answer. You are Ukrainian. But if you were born in East Ukraine, are you Ukrainian or are you Russian? Because pre-1950s, this was all one country, but this region was administered by Russia. But after 1950s, with Khrushchev and this area was now administered by Ukraine. But no one that was born here really considered themselves Ukrainian. So this is an unanswerable question. If you were born right here in the last 100 years, are you Russian or are you Ukrainian? Nobody can answer that. It's an unanswerable question. Hold on. One second. Oh crap! Sorry, I was muted. My bad. You guys didn't hear what I said. Ah, too bad. I said this is what happens when presidents get drunk and reassign territory from one region to another. So imagine a situation where, like, Biden accidentally reassigns Texas to Mexico. You can end up with a civil war 100 years later. My bad on the sound. Should be back now. All right, I gotta get going. Yeah, that's literally what happened. That's literally what happened. Also, oh God, I hate Wikipedia. It's such a propaganda site. Here. So if we go to Soviet leaders, list of leaders of the Soviet Union. Okay. Here, Lenin kicks it off, but he's only the leader for 2 years. Okay. Stalin, and there is lots of speculation that Stalin actually, helped take Lenin out, and helped his quicker death in order to become the leader of Russia. By the way, go read Animal Farm. It explains it well. And Stalin didn't follow Lenin's plan. Lenin's plan was actually, yes, it was going to be the Soviet Union, but Lenin's original plan was to have for the regions, each region of Russia, to have more independence, kind of like America. States have a little more independence, but over time, the states are losing their rights to the federal government. So Lenin's original plan was for each region of Russia, like the Ukrainian region, Belarus region, like these other regions, to have Georgian region, to have more autonomy, to have more like regional rights, like state rights in America. That was not Stalin's plan. And since Lenin was only in charge for 2 years, that didn't last long. And Stalin was more of, hey, I'm going to be the only leader. And here's the thing, Stalin wasn't even Russian, right? Stalin was Georgian. And then I don't even remember this guy, Malenkov. Not much history about him. He was only the leader for 2 years. But then Khrushchev came in, and then Brezhnev came in. These guys were leaders for a much longer amount of time. These two guys, where do you think these two were born? Where do you think these two are from, right? So let's eliminate Gregory Malenkov, who was only a leader for like a year and a half, so that doesn't count. Stalin was there for like 30 years. And then you have Khrushchev for 10 years and Brezhnev for 20 years. And they were both Ukrainian. Well, sort of, right? Were they? So they were born here. Where's that region? They were born in this region, right? Which was Russia, but then they assigned it to Ukraine because they wanted that region to be Ukrainian. So they were from here. They were from the Luhansk and Donetsk region, right? So we're basically talking out of the first, 70 years of Soviet Union history, right? So from 1922 all the way to 1982, 22 to 82, for 60 years, for 55 out of 60 years, the leaders of the Soviet Union were not even Russians. They weren't Russians. One was Georgian, and the other two were from this region that may or may not be Ukraine, right? Like it wasn't Ukraine, and then it was Ukraine, and now it's not Ukraine anymore, according to Russia, because they annexed this territory back to Russia, right? So, and yet Russia's blamed for everything, where Russians were not even leading the Soviet Union, right? This is insane. This is like an insane history. So Brezhnev and Khrushchev kept assigning more and more territory to be governed by Ukraine. Then the Soviet Union breaks up in 91, and suddenly the border is drawn in the most screwed up way, where all of these people don't even know how to speak Ukrainian. And then Zelensky comes in, and who was before Zelensky? Poroshenko? They come in and they ban the Russian language in a region where people don't even know how to speak Ukrainian. So what do you think is going to happen? Of course there's going to be a civil war. Anyway, that's a brief little history of the Soviet Union for you guys. All right, now I got to go. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Yeah, and Victoria Nuland's grandfather is from this part as well. So now, again, this is like all the trouble is with this entire region. Should have never been assigned to Ukraine to begin with. Bye, guys.